and that you accept and that you.
Okay, my name is Howard, and I allow you.
Okay. Hi, Howard. How are you today?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day.
It is. Do you live here in Beverly Hills?
Yes, I do.
Oh, great. You're local. What do you think about the protesting, the riots, and the graffiti? What do you feel about it?
I feel that it's been terrible, absolutely terrible, and my heart goes out to those that lost loved ones. And the looting is uncalled for. I feel strongly about that. And though the protests I agree with, we have a lot of issues, and we haven't been able to take care of those issues.
So I'm going to wait till that goes by. What do you think about defunding the police? Should we defund the police?
I'd like to know more about what would entail defunding the police. You know, I do believe that we need good police, but I'd like to know more about what defunding the police would be all about.
Very good answer. What do you think of the new country, Chaz? This is in Seattle. Have you heard of it?
I have not heard of it.
Yeah, they have a Capitol Hill autonomous zone in Seattle, and they took over 6 blocks.
Wow, that's amazing.
So what they did was they built barriers, and they have people with guns, making sure that the people coming in are allowed to come in, and they have their own little country now. So what do you think about the whole situation?
I don't know anything about it, but I'm certainly not for guns.
Okay. So they shouldn't have guns.
I don't believe in guns. I don't believe in violence.
There is some violence going on in Chaz, by the way.
Yeah, first I've heard of it.
You can look it up. There's a guy, he's also independent. His name's Andy No, and you can check out his YouTube channel because he has a lot of videos of what's going on inside of Chaz. So you can just take a look at that. Now, are you a registered voter?
Yes, I am.
Will you be voting in November?
I will be.
Do you have any specific people that you are excited about voting for?
I've always been a Democrat, and I'll vote the Democratic ticket.
So you will be voting for Joe Biden?
I sure will.
What do you think of his statement, "You ain't black if you don't vote for me"?
Wow, I was kind of surprised about that, but, I have to tell you, I've seen a lot of people of all color say things that they shouldn't say.
What do you think about him not really making a whole lot of sense when he does his interviews?
Well, I don't see a lot of people making any sense at all in politics today. As a matter of fact, I don't see any common sense at all, especially with Donald Trump and what he's done. It's just incited violence, and I don't appreciate his tactics.
How has he incited violence? Can you give us an example?
I just feel as though any time that he puts other people down is inciting violence. I feel.
What about when they call him names? Is that okay that they call him names?
You have to be more specific when you're saying calling him names. If they're calling him not
obese, morbidly obese by Nancy Pelosi, that was okay?
Well, sticks and stones will break my bones, but names will never hurt me. I just like to see some action. I like to see positive things happen and non-negative things happen. And when Donald Trump says the kind of things he says, especially what happened in Charlotte, I mean, there's no call for that. That's not a precedent that unites people.
What did he say that offended you?
Well, I just think that anytime he opens his mouth, he offends me.
In the interview with him about Charlottesville, that he did actually say he was not for hate groups and he was not for Antifa and white supremacists. You do know that, right?
Well, how can anybody say that they're not for hate groups, but yet he states that there's some good.
Because he didn't say that though. He said there's good people on both sides, and what he meant about it was some people wanted the statues down and some people didn't, because some people didn't want to take away the history of America because it's part of our history. So it wasn't because they were white supremacists, it was just because they didn't want the statues to be taken down.
America's not always done the right thing.
Do you think you can eliminate history and then it won't repeat itself, or do you think that you should keep history, keep the history books, keep that so that we are reminded about our history so we don't repeat it?
What we need to do is learn from our history. And from my point of view, the people who write the history books are the victors.
That's true. I agree with you. What other policies that you don't like about Trump. Do you like school choice?
I don't like anything that Trump stands for. I really don't. And I really
So you're not okay with school choice? You don't want
tell you,
kids?
it's because you're asking me a lot of questions, and I appreciate that. It's
Yes.
because you'll probably pull it together and take what you want out of
No,
it.
I'm actually going to give you. Actually, I'm going to give you it all.
Beverly Hills, I would encourage you to put on a mask just as I did. It's because that's what we're doing when we're within.
I am not sick, so
Okay, well, I don't know that.
I know you don't know that, but I'm telling you I'm not sick.
Beautiful day, and thank you for
And I will give you the, and just so you know, I'm not going to cut any of this interview, and I will prove it. I will give you, because I do not believe in sound bites. I'm actually very much against them, because I think that people should be able to communicate without a sound bite and then twisting the narrative. So,
wonderful. Thank
so
you, Shiva.
yes, nice meeting you, and thank you for the lovely chat.
Okay, we wish you a beautiful day.
Okay, you too.
Bye now.